Welcome back to Montford Boulevard. Today we're taking a badly damaged Art Deco nightstand and restoring the natural wood veneer on the side. The main focus of this video is touch-up using Blendal Powder Stains. We've included links to the materials we're using in the description below. Originally, this was an Art Deco vanity, but the mirror was completely missing when we purchased it. In cases like this, we pull the vanity apart and make two nightstands. It does leave a substantial amount of damage though, which can be really tricky to repair. This is veneer on the sides, so we're going to save as much of that as possible. First, I'm going to mix up some 2-part epoxy. This will dry quicker than wood glue, and we want to get right into this project today, so that's why we're using epoxy in this situation. Gonna wipe off the excess epoxy. And now I'm using petroleum jelly. That's gonna help protect the side of this vanity when we clamp it. It says 5-minute dry time, but we'll probably give it about 10 minutes before we take the clamp off. Now I'm going to plug these sockets with little blocks that I cut. And with the epoxy dry, I'm going to clean off the excess petroleum jelly. This is all getting sanded, so it's not going to matter that much. These blocks that we cut are of course to save on materials when we come in with Bondo. I'm going to remove this shelving bracket. There was previously a glass shelf in the center of this vanity. Now I've got some 2-part body filler, Bondo brand. Bondo is very handy for wood repairs. It can be pretty smelly though, so we always try to make sure the room is ventilated. Now that it's dry, I'm going to come back in with the sander. I was surprised how easily the original stain came off of the side. It's almost like a stain mixed with a paint. This is veneer that we're working with, so I'm going to try not to cut through. Looking good here. It's always fun to see these things back at square one. Gonna check for damage on the side. And as we look closer, we have an X-Acto knife here. We are finding some little loose pieces of veneer, and we want to make sure we get all of that off. One more coat of Bondo, and this should do it. Followed by another light sanding, using 220 grit here. That feels pretty good. Okay, now we're going to come back in with some gel stain. This is a brand that we really like, and I'm using Colonial Maple. With that nice thick gel stain, you can just wipe it on. That's my favorite way to apply it. Taking a look at it though, it's a little bit lighter than we were going for. And it's also a little blotchy. So we're going to come back in with a slightly darker color. This time we're using Nutmeg. And that's going to help us get what we're going for. Over top of the repair, I'm actually going to begin to mimic the grain, dragging just a little bit of excess stain. Since this is a heavier coat, we're going to let this dry overnight. Next day here, and this is definitely something we can work with before we move on to the powder stains. This is a look at the other side, And this wood is kind of uneven the way that it takes color, but that's actually going to help with the touch-up. So first off, we're going to add several light coats of satin lacquer. This will be the base that we work off of when we use the powders. So, lacquer powders, as we call them, are the most effective touch-up method we've found. We aren't sponsored by any of the products listed in the description, but we have used them for many years. French lacquer, also called lac French, is the best blending medium we've found for these powders. But shellac, thinned with a little bit of denatured alcohol, works as well. For this first layer, we're going to go with the lightest color we see, which is the background color. Using a bit of a stipple effect with the brush here. You'll notice we keep the white powder separate just to keep it as pure as possible. Now we're moving into more of the yellows and oranges. We've listed all of the most important base colors below. Again, more of that stipple effect to match the natural wood grain as much as possible. These powders really are versatile though, and they'll even work with varnish. Now we're going to get into French padding or French polish. Using French lacquer here, but again, shellac would work just fine for this. This is a gentle way of blending in the colors. It'll get rid of some of those hard edges. You want to do it just enough that you don't wipe off the color. Now we're going to get into some of the foreground colors with the orange here. It's really just a matter of working and reworking it until you get the feel of the wood. And that's starting to come around. A little bit more stipple with the orangish brown foreground colors. It's almost like touching up a painting. And this is almost there. A little bit more polish. Having a divider like this for the powders really helps. You don't want to be working out of all of the individual jars. And these 1 ounce jars do last a very long time. I'm talking like years. Using some of our favorite brushes here, and again you'll notice we start with a thicker brush and work toward a thinner brush as we work into the finer detail of wood grain. It's okay to use your fingers in the touch-up process, but that's why you want to wear gloves. Lacquer really isn't something you want to get into your skin. Now just blend those in a little bit more, and that's what we're going for. Now we're going to dust it with some satin lacquer. Satin is the most versatile finish we've found, and it'll also give you a good look at how your touch-up is coming along. Moving on to the most serious damage on this side now, and again we're going to start with the base color, the lighter colors that are underneath. Building up the color in multiple layers will allow you to polish it without removing too much. One of the things with some of these Art Deco veneers is they have almost an iridescent quality to them, so you want to view them from different angles just to make sure the repair looks good. The uneven nature of this wood does help though, once again. There's both a pattern to wood grain and it's random at the same time, so you don't want to be too formulaic or too systematic as you go about this. And we're starting to get there with the most serious repair on this side. Just a little bit more of a light French polish here. And then again, getting to the smaller brushes for the finer wood grain detail. Fortunate thing is, it's pretty hard to ruin your brushes doing this. You can come in the next day and the brush can still be saved with lacquer thinner, or even a little bit of French lacquer. That will clean out the powders. Another trick is knowing when to say, hey, that's good enough. You can overwork some of these repairs if you're not careful. This is what you call a burn-in oven. And we're going to take a Blendal wax stick and we're going to use it to fill a little dent that we found. Just like that, melt the wax and drop it in there. And that'll need just a little bit of the lacquer powders as well. So finally, we're just going to add some detail with these markers to make sure everything blends as finely as possible. Once we're happy with the repair, a couple more coats of satin lacquer, and we're good to go. It takes a number of products to pull off a repair this serious, but really, lacquer powders are the key ingredient. Thank you so much for sticking around. We'll be back real soon with more restoration remake videos and repairs. You're welcome back here at Montford Boulevard anytime.